Hola Bandidos, ¿cómo estamos? Welcome to Mel's Magic Official. I'm Magic Mel, this is my angel Charles. Welcome to episode 18 of season 11. Happy Halloween! Are you out and about? I'm here. I'm being quiet and contemplative, reflective. And you know what? I realized that this marks Mel's Magic Official's second anniversary. So it's 2 years ago that I started the channel with like over 300 followers now. Not that that's the most important thing, but to tell you that I appreciate every one of you and that I'm happy to share this journey with you because it has been a journey and it is a journey with over 200 videos. If you check back on season 1 of Mel's Magic Official and you compare it to where I'm at now, you can see the journey I've been through. I was also surprised doing that how I'm a completely different person. And it just made me reflect on this beautiful terror that transformation requires or that transformation involves. And it's a quote from Eternalized video called The Psychology of Angels. I'm going to quote the link in the description box below. I'm at a point now where so many things are falling into place, so many aha moments, so many blockages are being lifted where I have a whole different perspective. What I thought were rejections were a blessing in my highest good. And what this journey is about at its core is self-love, the journey back to the self in the Jungian sense of individuation. Because it is in reconnecting with ourself that we reconnect with our soul. And it's through the self that we can connect with the divine. Although the divine transcends the self, we need to connect with the divine through ourself, through our center. And although this is an ongoing journey, I definitely found my way back home. And home is something I had to build for myself first, from the inside. And I've come to realize that the journey has been terrible in the widest sense, or awesome in the widest sense, because it took all of the detours, all of the mistakes to learn the lessons, all of the misalignment to realize what alignment actually is. It took all of this contrast to come back to self-love. I have an image here I want to show you. The pain of transformation, if cherished as such, feeds back into the creation of our own sacred heart. And our sacred heart is connected with the divine heart. It is through our heart that we connect with everyone else and with the divine. So all of these difficulties of this journey are worthwhile if we know how to use it wisely to alchemize the pain into love. And love foremost for the self, because we have been brought up in a society that teaches us self-loathing. And if there's something such as the voice of the devil, I call it the voice of the antagonist, of the critic, of the not self, this journey of individuation, transformation, and back home to self-love requires us to distinguish between the voice of the critic and the voice of the self, the voice of the phantom of the psyche and the voice of our soul. We hear both, and which one do we listen? to? Which one do we follow? And is in making these choices, which one to listen to, that we enact our free will. And it is the fact that we can fall, it is in the very fact that we can fall where our capacity for salvation lies. And again, I'm paraphrasing a quote from Eternalized. Only that which can fall is capable of salvation. It's also called Felix culpa, the fortunate fall. We have the freedom to choose between good and evil. Free will in this spiritual warfare. To unite our will with the divine and to rejoice in our journey along the way is what it's about. To tune into our personal will and devote that will to the divine will. As above, so below. In the prayer, Our Father, no, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. It's a metaphor, but it becomes very real when we live out this journey of self-transformation. And at this point also, if you've been on my channel for a while, you've seen how I try my best to accept my humanity, accept my shadows, self-reflect, forgive myself, self-correct, and never give up on the self. And that's the very essence of resilience also. Now, what is resilience? Resilience is picking ourselves up after we fall, not beating ourselves up because we made a mistake or we've gone down the wrong path. Never stopping to believe in ourselves and in love. So I'm at the point where I'm in a little bit of a void. I'm not forcing things. I'm not pushing things. Things are very quiet and I'm just taking stock. And I've gotten to know myself in a way that I do things because they bring me joy, or I do things because they align with my inner truth. Not because I have to do something, not because someone expects it, not because some phantom of my psyche tells me you should. No, I've freed myself from that. I've liberated myself from that. So I try my best at the moment to just follow the nudges and act out of joy and free will and devotion. And I've come to accept myself. I've come to accept that I'm worthy, not only worthy of love, but that I am a gift to myself. And by loving myself, I am giving other people permission to love themselves too, because I free up space in the energetic tapestry. And I really hope to inspire you to do the same, to put yourself first in the most loving and wholesome way possible, knowing that what is in your highest is in the highest of everyone, that there's enough for everyone, that we're allowed to take up space, that we're worthy of taking up space, and that we don't need to be perfect, that it's part of the process to keep on realigning, willingly, voluntarily realign with what we perceive to be the highest expression of ourselves. And not talking about hierarchy, no? I don't blame or look down on past versions of myself. Every version of myself in the past was necessary and has aided me in becoming who I am now. So I've integrated all these past selves. I love them and I thank them. And I flow now with my intuition, whatever you want to call it, the voice of source, and I keep on surrendering. I try my best to release old constructs of my mind, to not attach my identity to fixed beliefs or notions. I allow myself to flow, to be fluid. I notice when life, the universe, source is blocking a path, I don't attach to it. I surrender. I trust that, okay, the rerouting is for a reason, always in my highest. I've learned to trust and I've learned to surrender. And I've learned to enjoy the process too. And what I've tried to do with this channel also is to express all of my different aspects, because we are not one interface, we are not one dimensional. And all of these aspects makes us whole and rich inside. And I want to take it even a step further and ask you, imagine that not only is there you accepting and loving yourself for who you truly are, without the masks of conditioning, without you rejecting parts of yourself to belong or to please or to conform. Imagine that while you truly accepting who you are in your complexity, in your beauty, in the richness of your being, in the spectrum of all your different aspects, there's somebody out there who loves you for exactly who you truly are. I feel it's when we can become so clear with ourselves that we can attract someone who can mirror that self-love, who loves us for precisely all of the different aspects we embody. Isn't that a beautiful thought? I made a drawing about that too. I do believe in divine couples. And I do believe there is spirit protecting and guiding both of these beings who, while standing firmly in their own center, can share from that center with each other and form something that is bigger than the sum of its parts, that is holy and that is sacred. Because at the end of the day, this journey back to ourself is a sacred journey. It is the journey back home to our sacred heart. And imagine if we really look at life again as the sacred gift that it is. And imagine really believing again that the divine is within us, that nothing is random, that we're not disconnected from God and Source, that Source is a living thing right inside of us. Not only within us, within everything. How would we treat ourselves and other people and other living beings and other non-sentient beings? Imagine the marvel and the awe in that. And if there's anything that has been missing in our recent history, it's seeing the sacred in the world, as part of the world, embodied in the world, embodied in you and me. That is a big feature of the new earth also. To truly see again and cherish each other as that. I hope, if you aren't already, that you learn to see the divine within you and to open yourself up to being that vessel of divine inspiration. Can you see that? It's a window with feathers coming through. we can open ourselves, the notion of who we are again, if we can open that concept and realize that we are so much more than we thought we were. Imagine what kind of vessel, conduit we can become for source to aterrizar, to land on earth. All of that is possible only through your own self-love. Taking your needs and your wants seriously, your heart's desires seriously, your wants, your preferences seriously. Knowing that you are a unique, one in a lifetime universe galaxy instantiation of divine creation. Really let that settle in. So, I believe that our true nature is love, and if we can reconnect with that, only good can come from it. And love is a story worth writing. Love is a story worth living out. I'll leave you with that, Bandidos. Have a blessed Halloween, Magic Mel and Charles. Send you lots of love. Never, never, never stop believing. Never stop trusting yourself. Okay? I'll see you for episode 19 coming up very soon. Ciao, Bandidos.